plays.
Didn't Coach Williams go first? Yeah. He used to, I thought, right? Why you switch it?
Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Sit behind the mic. Armando, what do you think you guys gained from a game that a very competitive game that maybe some people thought coming in might not be so competitive, but kind of gets you guys in that mid-season mindset where the way the games are in league play so often?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have asked for any type of different turnout. I mean, I feel like today we grew a lot as a team. We made a lot of mistakes on the defensive end, and that's something that we can grow on in practice and just learn from. I mean, it was just good just to be in a dogfight early in the season. That way, later on towards in the season, we'll kind of have some experience in those type of situations.
What were some of those problems defensively?
Was taking us 31. He had a really good game, and also Wojcik. I mean, we knew coming in Wojcik he would take it personal. Just him, his dad being a former UNC coach, and we knew he'd be fired up. I mean, he came out in the first half and killed, but I feel like we did a pretty good job on him in the second half, though.
Thank you.
Michael Coe.
Hey, Armando, how hard is it as a defense to not just, get totally down on yourself and pessimistic when it seems like Brown is hitting every shot they take?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, it was times during the game I'm like, when are they gonna miss a shot? I mean, towards the middle of the second half, it just started to get nitty gritty, and I mean, it was just a street fight at that point. So we just had to, go out there and just the more physical team who wanted more just won. But I will say that we did learn a lot from them today.
Thank you.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Armando, it seemed that you were able to get a lot of easy shots on early on in the game in the first half, and then also early in the second half. But really, it looked like RJ Davis was able to again hitting those timely threes. So, what kind of comfort is it, in your opinion, to be able to have such a good game as you did, and then also let him take over down the stretch in such a high-scoring and tightly contested game?
Yeah, well, I mean, RJ obviously caught fire in the second half. He didn't really like the way he played last game, so I mean, I talked to him. We both talked, and we both know we wanted to come out and like kind of put on a big game for the team, just in order for us to win. I mean, just in the second half, they started double teaming me, so it was a lot of easy kickouts and just moving the ball around and just finding the open shooting. I mean, we found RJ a lot in the second half, and he made some huge shots that propelled us to the win.
Isaac Shade.
Yeah, Mondo, just building off of that a little bit, we've had 2 games, and in each game there's been 2 20-point scorers, but it's been 4 different people. Like you said, you and RJ tonight, Brady and Caleb on Tuesday. What does it say about the team that anyone can pop off on a given night?
I mean, yeah, offensively, I mean, we're a great offensive team. I mean, I think we learned to be a very good defensive team. I mean, Dawson hasn't even put together a big-time game like he can do. I mean, he can score 25 in a night, Kerwin too. So, I mean, I feel like it just speaks volume on us as just an offensive powerhouse, but we got to get better on the defensive end.
Lucas, go ahead.
Armando, what was the energy from the crowd like down on the court for you guys? It was really loud as it got down the stretch. How did that feel, having the crowd be there and be such a big presence for the first time in so long?
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, it was vintage Carolina, just all the fans into it. And, I mean, they started going crazy at the end of the second half, and it gave us all a boost when we get a stop. And, I mean, it got so loud at one point, the referees couldn't even hear the player right beside them calling a timeout. So, good job, fans. But they definitely gave us the advantage today.
Okay, Gregory Hall, last one for Armando.
Armando, RJ was throwing finger guns at the bench. Did you know he kind of had that in him? I mean, obviously career high, but he seemed to go nuclear there at the end. He was the only Tar Heel to score a basket in the last 7 minutes there.
Yeah, I mean, RJ, he's been filling it up since the beginning of our summer practices. And, I mean, even last year, he showed flashes of scoring the ball. I mean, RJ, that's what he do. He puts the ball in the hoop. So, I mean, having a guard like him is a huge advantage. And once he's all said and done in Carolina, I'd expect him to be up there in just the all-time averages because he can really score the ball.
All right, thanks, Mondo. Everybody sit tight. I think we'll have RJ in here next. Thank you. Okay, raise your hand with questions for RJ. Royal Howell, you are first.
Hello, RJ. This is Royal Health Carolina Blitz. Can you just speak on your confidence level going forward, man? You started feeling yourself second half. The defense started doubling up on Armando in the post. Can you just speak on, did you find it disrespectful at times? The defense started playing off you the last 6 minutes of the game. You started, was it disrespectful in your opinion that they just started leaving you wide open, in my opinion?
I just played from the flow of the game. I didn't really think about them trying to disrespect me or whatever. But it was more just just taking the open shots, taking the good shots, and then just trusting my work. That was a big thing this off season. I really worked my game a lot, and just worked on my confidence level as well. Mentally, I'm good, so that was a big thing going into this season. I just
Thanks, man.
Jeremiah?
Oh yeah, and going off of that a little bit, it did seem you were just really just taking what the defense was giving you, and you just hit timely shots at the end of the first half and the end of the second half. So finishing with 6 threes, what was it out there that you were kind of seeing just in the flow of the game that was allowing you to make those late shots at the end of the first and second?
I know Mondo had a tremendous game. He was forced down in the paint, so that was easy. All he had to do was double team, and then Mondo had to kick it out. And all he did was move the ball a little bit, and then find an open guy because they had 2 guys on Mondo. So that was a big help. But also just to I fed off the crowd's energy and off my teammates' energy. My teammates were able to find me, and I was able to just knock down the shots. And yeah.
Greg Barnes?
Hey, RJ. They seem to have a good bit of success with dribble penetration and getting to the rim, especially early in the game. There.
It was a little bit of miscommunication and just taking pride in our man, guarding one-on-one. I think that was a difference towards the rest of the game. I think going into the second half, we just kept talking about getting stops and remaining calm. We didn't have to force anything. We didn't have to rush into our offense, because the offense would take care of ourselves. But it was just mostly about the defensive end and just taking pride in guarding our man, getting a couple of stops, and then working from there.
Thanks.
Michael?
Hey RJ, coming into the game, could you feel like you maybe had a big game in you coming into the night, shooting wise?
Definitely, it was. I kind of wanted to redeem myself from last game, and just I wanted to come into this game with a lot of energy, positive energy, and just play my game. Didn't want to predict the outcome or try to put too much pressure on my mind. Just to come in, let the flow of the game take.
Thank you.
Andrew?
Hey, RJ, you guys were down 68-62, and Dawson hit 3 straight buckets for you and forced a miss on the other end. Did that kind of give you guys a little bit of an extra juice injection that led to the eruption with you hitting your buckets and you guys taking over the game?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that was a momentum change right there. Dawson was able to. We ran 3 straight plays from him, and he was able to execute and make the shots that was needed. And then coming down, getting defensive stops. That kind of changed the energy, changed the momentum going in for the final stretch of the game.
Thank you.
Isaac, go ahead.
RJ, thanks for your time. Building off of Andrew's question a little bit, that was right after the under 12 media timeout, and Mondo went to sit down, and at that point, Dawson and Brady scored 13 straight. What does it mean for the transfer guys to come in and just make that level of impact?
They've been great for us, all the transfers. They came in with a mindset of helping the team, and I think so. Playing well, they're doing the things we've asked, and they're playing hard, and that's all we can ask for. They're making plays. They're paying attention to detail on both ends of the court, offensively and defensively. So I feel like our transfers are a great help for us this year, with their ability to score, their ability to talk on the defensive end, and the rest of the stuff.
Gregory Hall?
RJ, what did you guys learn as a team tonight?
We're able to face adversity and react to it, and I feel like we was a couple of times where we kind of relaxed on the defensive end, but we were able to respond to that. And I feel like we're gonna make mistakes, and that's good as a team. We're young. It's only second game of the season, so we learn from the mistakes and then we grow from it. And I feel like our biggest thing right now is just taking pride in guarding the man one-on-one, and then we'll be fine from there.
3-point goggles, feeding off the crowd. Just how would you describe that last 7-minute stretch where it seemed like you couldn't miss?
It felt great. I feel like my confidence was through the roof. I fell off my teammates' energy and the crowd's energy. I felt like going from an empty gym to playing in a packed arena, it's a big difference. It contributes a lot towards the end of the game.
All right, thanks a lot, RJ. We've got Leaky ready to go. So anybody who has questions for Leaky, please raise your hand now. Lucas, go ahead.
Leaky, what was necessary for you guys to lock down and take the lead and secure that win in the final stretch of the game?
Yeah, we just needed to roll some stops together. We was not getting stops at all. They were shooting floaters from like beyond the free throw line, but they were going in. So I guess they were good shots to them. And at the end of the game, we just pulled together, strung together a couple stops in a row, and that's what gave us that little bump.
Greg Barnes.
Hey, Leaky, it's been probably 18 months since you played in this facility with the crowd as hype as it was there, especially late. What was that like, and what was the magnitude of that energy for the guys late in the game?
Yeah, the fans, man, the fans were awesome. Just stuff like that where they just start just getting loud out of nowhere is just, that really helps us a lot. That helps us out a lot. You play that tough of a game and trying to string some stops together, your legs get tired. Next thing you know, you hear the crowd and just your adrenaline just starts pumping, and it's just nothing. It just takes control of your body. So that was huge for us.
Andrew, go ahead.
Leaky, going back a little bit to the first question, they were 5 of their last 18 from the floor. Up to that point, I think they were like 32 or 55. Did you guys do anything differently to kind of force more misses, or?
I'm not sure. I felt like I said, they were tough shots. They were shooting floaters from like the free throw line and stuff. They were going in. Granted, they were going in at a high rate. I think like 60-something%. But I mean, that's a tough shot. So at the end of the day, we could say we'll live with it, but they started missing them down the stretch, and that's what we needed. So
Would you say that maybe with the game situation as it was, you guys kind of elevated your energy and your intensity, and that may have also contributed to some of those misses?
Right, correct. Like I said, with the crowd, the crowd was huge for us, and that's what we've been missing. So the crowd was huge, and we loved it. We loved every bit of it.
Thank you.
All right, last one, Royal, and then we'll get Coach Davis in here in a couple minutes.
Hey, Leaky, can you just speak on your team going through adversity and the back and forth battle with Brown? Players are hitting shots left and right, but like everybody said, the team started clinching down defense late in the game. Can you just speak on areas you think you guys need to work and just miscommunication on both parts?
I feel like we just need to take pride in playing defense. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Defense is just like a will and a want to, and that's all it is. There's no skill development on defense. If you want your man if you want to get a stop on your man, that's just what you do. You make your mind up and get that done, and that's just what we've been trying to feed everyone to get that pride in them on the defensive end. Obviously we can score the ball. We got a lot of weapons on the offensive end, but defense is what's going to carry us to where we need to be.
Thanks, sir.
Yep. We good.
Thanks a lot, Leaky. Everybody can raise your hands with questions for Coach Davis. It'll be just a couple minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
21 cooked us.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Coach, what did you did you learn about your team tonight, and how valuable was this game? Maybe not going the way a lot of people thought, but kind of giving you guys an opportunity to use some grit and kind of have to step up late the way they did.
Well, I told the team in the locker room after the game, there was two things. Number one, I was very proud of them, how they responded. Brown was a very good team. They played extremely well, and we didn't panic, particularly in the second half. And one of the things throughout timeouts that I kept saying to them is that, just relax, just calm. Been practicing and practice and stay solid, and we'll be more than fine. And so I'm really proud how they responded. I'm really proud of guys. I told that everybody that played in the game made a play that helped our team win, and I was really proud of them on that. The other thing that is, we got to get better on the defensive end. We just weren't good at all. I mean, there was a point in the second half that for the game, they were shooting 60% from the field. I mean, that's hard to do. I mean, you're in the gym by yourself, no defense, 6 out of 10, but 6 out of 10 with a defense on you, that's not going to get it done. But, towards the end, I think the last, 25 possessions, we held them 5 for 25 from the field. And so when we needed to step up defensively, we did, but we got to get better on that end.
Thank you.
Michael Coe, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. So when Brown was just filling it up, just hitting shots from everywhere, more defensive breakdowns from your team, or just Brown absolutely shooting the lights out one of those nights?
Well, they weren't shooting the lights out. They were getting layups. This wasn't a situation where they were shooting lights out from three. Their previous game, they shot 35 threes. And so this is a team that wants to shoot the ball from the outside. Tonight, they were getting layups. They were just taking us. They were driving us. And it wasn't just one person. It was everybody. And I just, one of the things that we've talked about is we have, off night mentality, from a defensive end, that it's not okay if your man scores on you, and have a defensive mindset to make sure that if somebody scores on you, they don't score again. And that we want to be individually and as a team great on the defensive end. And tonight, for the most part, we weren't, especially in the first half. They were taking us, and it was layups. It was straight line drives. Our guys were gambling on the defense. Once we started to play defense solid, that's when we were able to get stops. And again, this is the type of game that really helps us moving forward become better.
Thank you.
Isaac Shade.
Coach, congrats on the win. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Caleb and RJ tonight, 11 assists, just 2 turnovers. I believe that's only 4 turnovers these first 2 games. How important is it that your starting backcourt is holding on to the ball?
Well, they've been terrific. Both RJ and Caleb taking care of the basketball is something that we've talked about, not only for those two, but for the team. Last year we were last in the ACC in turnovers committed. And so, coming into the season, we've made it a huge emphasis on making the easy play and taking care of the basketball. It really starts with RJ and Caleb, and they've been outstanding. I'm so proud of them, the decisions that they were making. To have 2 point guards out there on the floor, you never get pressed. You can easily get into your offense, and I'm very proud of RJ and Caleb. They played huge tonight, and I was very proud of them.
Thank you.
Royal Howe, go ahead.
Hello, Coach. You spoke on the need to want to play defense. Leaky spoke briefly, and he emphasized the team playing team defense. Can you just speak on your team's identity 2 games to the season, and just the defense and defensive struggles at times? Just what's your team's identity in your opinion?
We don't have an identity on the defensive end right now. Well, what our identity is, we're not playing defense the way that we need to play defense. And so I'm not concerned at all about our ability to score. I mean, we can score better than anybody in the country. Where we need to improve is on the defensive end. And so I'm glad that we went through this tonight. This is a great teaching point on what we need to improve on and things that we need to change and adjust. And we got tomorrow off, but I'm excited about practice. Our preparation is going to put us in a position to be better on the defensive end. We need an identity. We don't have one right now.
Thanks, Coach.
Lucas, go ahead.
Coach, how do you think the energy from the crowd affected your team's play down the stretch tonight?
I thought the crowd was awesome. The student section was off the chart, and I really believe that the crowd helped our guys play harder with more energy. You know, just think, you know, RJ and Caleb and some of these guys, they haven't played in front of a Smith Center crowd like that ever. And so to be in that situation and to come up big and for them to play this way, a huge part of it was our crowd. Our crowd was awesome, and I would like them to be that loud every game. It was fantastic.
Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks, Coach Davis.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, one thing, folks. Next week, both